presented by Splunk, the 2K pregame show.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Thanks for being with us. Shaquille O'Neal joins me. Tonight, it'll be the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Charlotte Hornets at Time Warner Cable Arena. And looking at the Hornets, they're up over the 500 mark so far in the season. A decent enough start, and one they're hoping to improve on with a win in tonight's contest. Let's talk about Steve, head coach of Charlotte. What do you think he brings to the franchise?
Well, he knows the game. He knows the league. He spent a lot of time in this league as an assistant. He knows a lot of different styles and systems. He has that defense-minded approach. Let's not forget, he spent time under both Van Gundy's.
You know what also is true? He's the head coach of the Charlotte Hornets. And I think we're both doing well not saying Bobcats.
Right, even though I've never seen a Bobcat in Charlotte. But anyway, back to you, Kevin.
It's an Eastern Conference matchup as the Atlanta Hawks come into town in this game. And as we start the weekend here on this Friday night, this is Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg welcoming you to NBA basketball on 2K Sports. And of course, they're still without Kemba Walker.
Yeah, Kevin, that's just terrible news. Never what you want to hear or see. With an injury of that severity, it's hard to imagine we're going to see him back out there anytime soon.
The reality in the NBA, Clark, is you just have to move on. There's no time for sentiment. You just have to understand what the situation is and push forward. Get your rotation set, try to figure out who's going to play where and when, and start making your plans now.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court for Atlanta, Millsap at power forward with Horford at center. On the wings, Korver and Carroll, and it's Teague in at the point guard position. And so the Charlotte Hornets get the first points of the ball game. Millsap kicks to Korver. Jacks up a three. No luck. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
And a lot of their scoring in that win came from unexpected places, from guys who don't typically get a lot of minutes.
And you know what? Those guys on the bench, they practice every day too, even if they don't play every night. And that night, they were ready.
Ryan Roberts coming to the NBA 2 seasons ago after playing internationally. Had a great season as a 27-year-old rookie. Last year with Drew Holiday injured, he actually spent a lot of time at the starting point guard spot in New Orleans.
First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Jefferson setting the pick for Henderson to the right side. Kicks to Roberts. Shot clock at 6. Offline with his three. For Atlanta, they come in off the loss to the San Antonio Spurs.
You know, on an ordinary night, I think they would have come out on top in that game. That's how well they played, but they just happened to run into a club that was playing at the top of its game.
And Steve, I think they get the win if that game had been at home instead of on the road.
He was all alone on that one. Carroll's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Thanks for coming by and checking out the channel here. It's
Stevenson passes to Zeller.
a new project I got going on. I want to make it similar to the Cavaliers one I had.
In the corner, Henderson with
be
it.
sure to follow or subscribe because I'm in this one for
on
the
the
long
wing.
haul.
Rebounded by the Hawks.
If you're
What,
interested
that's
in
too
it.
good a
If
look
not,
to pass
I
up
understand.
there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Feeds to Korver. Back to Teague from downtown. The shot is off, and Charlotte will go the other way with it. First quarter of play, we're about 3 minutes in. And Stevenson kicks to Roberts. That's good, and it's Stevenson with the assist. Roberts got his first points of the game. The Hawks trailing. Here's Teague. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Spurs in San Antonio.
He was exquisite in that game, Kevin. It wasn't just the scoring, it was the passing, too. And his teammates, you could tell, were just really enjoying playing with him.
And the Hornets with possession here. Jeff Teague unable to get his shot to go. One-on-one here. Carroll passes to Teague. The dish to Korver. And Lance Stevenson picks up the foul. You can see the leadership qualities on display right there, guys.
It's all about communication, Kevin. You can't have too much of that as a team, and he's really leading, trying to gather his guys together.
Clark?
Well, I agree with all of that. I mean, when you're talking about orchestrating your offense and defense, that requires a lot of communication, understanding where people need to be and what everybody is doing right. And if mistakes are being made, those things have to be pointed out as well. The defense just couldn't recover in time.
Yeah, but he pretty much went brain neutral on that one, Clark. Wouldn't
yes,
you?
Sir. I like that phrase.
Yeah, I don't use that phrase very often, but to me, that's what happened. He shifted the brain into neutral.
Yes, he did.
That was embarrassing.
And here are the Hornets now after the basket by Atlanta. Henderson kicks to Roberts. 6 on the shot clock. Stevenson left side. And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. Here's Roberts. Against Miami, he was really on his game. Stevenson against Teague. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Horford with the block. Carroll dishes to Teague. Passes it to Korver. Back to Teague. Plenty of space. And he can't bank that one in.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Roberts passes to Stevenson. Jefferson setting the pick for Stevenson. Right wing. Baseline J on the way. Rebounded by Korver.
I think what my problem has been in the first couple games, I think I've been speeding it up too much. This team's not really, I mean, they're built for that, but
reclaiming the name of the original Charlotte franchise.
Big superstar LeBron James type of.
You know, the only tough part of that basket
it's kind of hard to orchestrate a team like that. Unless you play with Phoenix. I played with them too. They're really good in the open floor. They got guys
he kicks it to Stevenson. He feeds it to Henderson. Out of bounds.
There we go.
Take possession.
And for the Hornets, there was broad-based support for the name change. 80%.
If anybody's watching who is a follower, the next couple games coming up will be got a back-to-back against New York. I got one at home, one in Atlanta, and one at New York. So hopefully be able to pick up a couple wins there. That'd be nice.
And the basket by Stevenson.
Right back at you. They immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading punches, that's how you answer. A look here at last year in the NBA, where the Hornets ranked. First in fewest turnovers per game. 4th in opponent points per game. And they were top 10 in opponent field goal percentage. That's a good indicator of a team getting it done defensively.
And this is a smart team, Clark, because you talked about the turnovers, #1 in the league in terms of fewest mistakes. And that's when they were at their best. When they controlled the action offensively, they were able.
Shot is off. The Hawks leading by 5. Dishes it to Korver. Back to Teague. 6 to shoot. Here's Carroll. It's rebounded by Charlotte. And this game, the first chance they've had to see Atlanta.
Well, last year's season series between them was a battle of 2 of the NBA's mid-level teams, and they didn't get the better of it.
Now, here's Stevenson. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Miami.
Oh. A lot of good work on the boards. That helped him, too. Yeah, he got whacked. Shouldn't be much debate on that one.
Yeah, that was as straightforward as it gets, guys.
These guys were a tough opponent for them last year, Clark, like Steve was just saying.
Yeah, when you're so evenly matched with the team, Kevin, it doesn't make you feel that good to have dropped most of your games against them because you feel like you should.
Clark was taken in the first round.
You know, that's happened only 2 other times in NBA history, Kevin. The Plumlee brothers, Miles and Mason, also taken in 2012 and 13. Miles drafted by the Pacers back in 2012. And then back in 87 and 88, the Grant twins, Horace and Harvey.
And you go back to draft night in Charlotte, a borderline fan revolt at the draft party after they selected Zeller. He hasn't quite hushed his doubters yet, but some of the bigger names yet to make an impact either. So we'll see how he develops.
Here's Bazemore. He's coming off a 10-point game against San Antonio. And here we go. Fast break. Kid Gilchrist has got it. Biyombo kicks to Roberts. Carroll with the rebound.
And Zeller, you know, last season struggled early with his shot. He seemed to turn it around later, though. Giving hope for his progress moving forward. I've got a lot of confidence in this young man. I think he's going to be one heck of an NBA player.
And so it's Charlotte with it. They trail by 3. Here's Neal. A second chance effort, and it's good on the layup.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
Yeah, it's a physical game, and so far the numbers show that they've got the edge on the glass.
Here's Schroeder. Pass to Scott. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
You know, there are a lot of bigger power forwards than him in the NBA, but very few that rise up like he can.
Charlotte's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Roberts dishes to Neal. They set the pick to the wing on the left. And Zeller kicks to Roberts. Rebound by Schroeder.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Shot is no good. Hornets trail by 3. Here's Roberts. In the corner, it's Kid Gilchrist. Here's Neal. And that one's good.
He got a little room at the rim and laid it in. Great play.
The Hawks have gone an even 50% from the field. They are 7 of 14 for the game. Schroeder passes to Scott. There's the feed to Carroll. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Scott,
nice.
Good.
Up face.
Scott's got his second basket of the night.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Boy, the ball movement's been fantastic here the last few possessions.
Kid Gilchrist dishes to Roberts. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Last season, there were a handful of teams jockeying for that final playoff spot in the East, and the Hawks were right there in the middle of it and ended up snagging the 8th seed and then scared the Pacers in round 1.
And he knocks down the first one.
And although the Hawks would end up being the only sub-500 team to make the playoffs, they put on quite a show.
Welcome to the broadcast.
Marvin Williams is checked in for Zeller. Eldon Brand's checked in for Atlanta. Well, Atlanta was able to push Indiana to 7 games before falling out of the playoffs. Certainly proved they deserve to be there.
And they did it without being at full strength,
There
Kevin. I
we
mean,
go.
Al Horford was out most of the season with that torn pectoral muscle, and just to be able to put up that kind of fight against Indiana was a comfortable matchup for the Hawks. Shooting threes, spreading the floor, playing small ball, and they gave Indiana all they wanted and then some.
Kid Gilchrist misses off the right iron.
You got the
The
ugliest
Hawks
shot
lead
I
by
ever seen.
3, and they're on the break. Here's Schroeder. We've got 1:13 left in the first quarter. Here's Bazemore. They get it back.
That's one he knows he should have made.
Here's Roberts. Out to the wing. From deep, Neal. Bazemore grabs the miss. Atlanta's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Scott can't get it to go. Charlotte has gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. And Roberts kicks to Biyombo. 34 seconds left in the first quarter. Pass to Roberts. Shot clock at 6. Tries again. Biyombo. That's good.
Boy, what a great job making good on the second opportunity. He stayed with that play from start to finish.
The Hawks leading. Here's Bazemore. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. They get it again. There's the steal. Here's Neal. He dishes it to Roberts.
Well, we still got the lead here.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. It's Atlanta leading by just 1. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2.
The NBA season blasts off. Kevin Durant and the Oklahoma City.
Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And what do you guys think about the Hawks here in this one?
And the difference to this point has been defense. This club has really gotten after it, and that's what's gotten them this lead.
Well, there's nothing that's gone up that hasn't been contested so far.
Henderson and MKG will fill out the wings. Marvin Williams is out there with Al Jefferson, and it's Neal in at the point guard. So that's who Charlotte starts the second with.
That's pretty much been the norm for them, getting their points off assists and great ball movement.
Nice rhythm and flow for this team. Tremendous communication and alertness.
Here's Jefferson. Oh, yes, the turnaround. Jefferson's got his second bucket of the game to go. Atlanta's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Outside Teague. Kicks it to Korver. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
You've got to like what they've been doing down there in the low post, Barton.
I do. I love it. Their rebounding has been outstanding. So important in a tight game.
And the call will be against Jeff Teague. That's his first foul. And the Hornets making a change here. Stevenson's checked in. Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Neal passes to Jefferson. Shot clock at 6. A shot by Williams, no good.
Pretty good defense there. I mean, that's a shot that he can make, but they really challenged him.
Korver, no luck.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. Al Horford is checked in for Elton Brand. Second quarter of action, about 1.5 minutes played. Outside Teague. Feeds to Bazemore. Millsap a screen. And Bazemore kicks to Millsap. Stolen by Stevenson. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kevin, Al Jefferson, a veteran leader, and he's changed the Hornets locker room. A former coach, Doc Rivers, said, you know the people in your life who just bring sunshine? That's Al. He brings it wherever he goes. And guys, Big Al said of his young teammates, I don't talk much, but they really wanted to listen.
Doris, just an easygoing guy. Great presence. Thank you.
And the generous spirit, too, Kevin, is Al Jefferson. I mean, in Utah, he never hesitated to mentor their young guys.
Hornets trail by 4.
Kent Bazemore, undrafted back in 2012, but he caught on with the Golden State Warriors after an impressive summer league. And while he didn't play a ton of minutes, he caught national attention for his enthusiasm on the bench.
5 on the clock. Here's Stevenson. There's the block. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Outside Teague. There's the dish to Bazemore for the three. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Stevenson's got his third rebound on the night. And Bazemore traded at the deadline last season from the Golden State Warriors to the Lakers in exchange for Steve Blake.
Really liked his game in college, and he played extensive minutes for the Lakers. I think it's pretty clear that he belongs in the NBA. He just has to cut down his turnovers, but he's a nice two-way player.
Outside Teague. Passes to Millsap. He feeds it to Bazemore. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
Well, now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
Here's Neal. He's coming off a 10-point game against Miami. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Cody Zeller's checked in for Charlotte. And a change for the Hawks. Damari Carroll's checked in for Kent Bazemore. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's Neal. Stevenson kicks to Jefferson. Baseline try. Hits the front of the rim and out.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
Here's Carroll. He's guarded by Stevenson. Shot clock at 6. Carroll dishes to T. Goes up on the wing, and the Hawks getting another basket right there.
A large part of what they've been able to do here is centered around his offense.
Hornets trail by 8. Here's Neal. Stevenson outside. To stop the drought. That's good. Stevenson's got 5 now. Hawks have gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. T kicks to Corver. The Hawks working the ball around. Millsap a screen on Stevenson. Back to Millsap. It's stolen by Jefferson. And now running up the court, Stevenson pushing it up. Here's Henderson. Here is Corver. Coming in off a 12-point game his last outing. He kicks it to T. Zeller with the double team. Into Millsap. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Hawks.
Boy, great hustle defensively through 2 quarters of play. Contesting everything. Starting to rack up those block shots, guys.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
Well, Paul Millsap has said he doesn't feel undersized anymore with the way the league is going, but more emphasis now on spreading the floor, so Millsap fits in easier. He can always find somebody to guard.
And for Millsap, frankly, his height has really never been an issue. I mean, this is a guy who was a big-time rebounder throughout his days in college. But even though he's only 6'7", that 7-foot wingspan helps, and he's strong enough to hold his own with most forwards in the league. That's a familiar sight. He hardly ever wastes his chances at the line. Cashes in regularly.
Here is Corver. Millsap a screen on Stevenson. Millsap attacking, and it's blocked by Stevenson. No question, guys, that Millsap can rebound and defend the power forward position with the best of them.
Yeah, you remember he led the NCAA in rebounding all 3 of his seasons at Louisiana Tech. So this guy has a nose for the ball.
Here's Neal. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Really aggressive play, taking it to the rim against the big man.
Tell you what, I love that fearless attitude.
Gary Neal is 6'4" shooter, played 3 seasons with the Spurs, and before that a long time in Europe. Deep range on his shot, and he's able to hit from a standstill or on the move.
Corver kicks to Horford. Now here's Teague. Tight defense on him. 4 on the clock. And there's Millsap. That's good on the assist by Korver. Korver's got 3 assists tonight. And Neal, the combo guard size, but he's more of a shooter than a playmaker.
Yeah, and you know, he does better defending shooting guards in most matchups as well, Kevin. But the offensive end, I think, is where he makes his mark, and that's what you focus on with Gary Neal. He's going to give you scoring.
The pick wasn't ultra effective, but it got him just enough room for the score.
Ryan Roberts is checked in for Gary Neal.
Let's take a look at some of the numbers last year for Al Jefferson. 9th in rebounding, and he became a real offensive threat, one of the top 15 scorers in the game.
And, you know, in terms of his rebounds per game, Steve, it was really a special season for him. He was a tough, physical player on the low block.
The floater. Here's Horford. Nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket. Horford's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
And he just used his height that time down low. That's going to be pretty hard to defend against.
Stevenson outside. And the pass to Jefferson. Back to Stevenson. Dishes it to Henderson. And he lays it straight in. Henderson's got 4 points now in the quarter. Atlanta leading by 3. T kicks to Horford. They set the pick. Here's Korver. That one rolling around and rims out.
Easy look there, but, you know, he misses those once in a while.
Here's Stevenson, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Paul Millsap picks one up.
Lance Stevenson, a most improved candidate for the Pacers last season, and he said vehemently that he was staying with the Pacers despite his impending free agency. But something must have changed. Not quite sure exactly what it was. He ended up taking a deal with the Hornets for less guaranteed money. I think partly driven to get to the end of that 2nd contract quicker.
And the Hornets making a change here. Biombo's checked in. Schroeder passes to Horford. It's rebounded by Stevenson. Stevenson's got his 6th rebound on the night. A nice shot by Roberts. Roberts got 6 points.
Boy, the floor really opened up for him there.
It sure did. A good job getting it started before the defense can get itself set.
And the Pacers offered Stevenson, I think, 5 years and about $44 million. He signed with the Hornets for less, 3 years and just over $27 million.
Yeah, you know, it's not like the Hornets blew the Pacers off the table with their offer financially. I mean, so I've got to think there was something more to Lance's decision, and part of it may have been desiring a bigger role.
The Hornets have gone 6 of 11 from the floor, over 50% shooting here in the 2nd quarter. It's Henderson on the wing. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Well, Gerald Henderson is not the most lethal outside shooter, but I really like the way he's learning to move without the ball. He's very opportunistic with his cuts whenever his defender turns his head.
Kid Gilchrist, he's checked in for the Hornets. And a change for the Hawks. Hero Antich, he's checked in for Al Horford. Schroeder dishes to Scott. Pass to Carey. Hawks passing it around. Puts up the baby hook. Wow, way off on that one. And Henderson most comfortable, it seems, Steve, shooting from the corners.
Yeah, like most players, you know, Kevin, that's the easier shot, 22 feet instead of 23.9. He shot a good percentage from there. Not really a long-range shooter per se, which is why you didn't see him, you know, shoot effectively from the top of the circle or on the wings.
Here is Korver. He's covered by Kid Gilchrist. Korver kicks to Scott. Beyond the arc. Tries to keep it alive. There's the feed to Korver. Here's Schroeder. There's a screen. Pass to Scott. Goes up again. The Hornets pull it in. Well, they've got the Lakers ahead of them after this game. In their next game, it'll be played in Los Angeles. And that'll be game 1 of a 4-game road trip. Here's Roberts. He has 6. He got right to the cup using that screen. Roberts got 4 points in the quarter.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Schroeder kicks to Ontic. He dishes it to Schroeder. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
How did he get that to go?
Even after the whistle, I like the awareness, the alertness, and the presence of mind to finish the play.
And the Hawks making a change here. Bazemore's checked in.
Damari Carroll last season a consistent starter for the first time in his NBA career. Say he really turned the corner with his three-point shot, providing a great complement to his high-energy play.
Charlotte making a switch here. Williams has checked in. Eldon Brand's checked in for Atlanta. Henderson passes to Roberts. Williams kicks to Kid Gilchrist. Feeds it to Roberts. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And Carroll known as the junkyard dog for his hustle style.
Really an athletic energy guy, Kevin. I mean, he can rebound, he runs, he finishes around the rim. Always a hard worker. So no surprise that he's been able to expand his game to be more complete offensively.
Here's Schroeder. Brand left side. Scott dishes to Schroeder. From the high post. Scott can't get it to go. Charlotte in the lead. Here's Roberts. He's got 9. Here's Henderson. Buried from 15 feet out. Henderson's got 8 points here in this quarter.
And he's shaken off a poor first quarter shooting effort. He's really starting to turn it on now, guys.
Schroeder passes to Bazemore. Cranks it to Bazemore. Screen by Brand. Biombo with the block. And now in transition, here's Williams. Here we go. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
You know, even from here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
Yep, pretty obvious. And a good call by the official.
And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. The Hawks trail by 3. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Schroeder dishes to Scott. And the 3 ball is good. Scott's got 7.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a nice look.
Poor job by the defender to not fight over or around that screen.
Roberts passes to Kid Gilchrist. And stolen by Scott. Here's Bazemore. What a play. Simply trains it in at the buzzer.
Pretty shot without a second to spare.
That can be so demoralizing for the team that gives up a shot like that to close out a quarter.
Second quarter ends in a tight one. Hawks lead by 2. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime. And we welcome you back to start the quarter. Players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us. Look at Gerald Henderson. He's been playing really well.
He went off in the first 2 quarters, guys, as he's capable of doing. We might see some changes here in the defensive approach they use on him in the second half.
Yeah, they've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him like he has been.
So it's Atlanta now. The lead is 2.
The Hornets are certainly showing signs of development and improvement, and that's not all they're doing to put fans in the seats. Those who bought season tickets last season got season tickets for this season for free. That meant tickets as cheap as $3.25 a game. Wow, that's a heck of a deal.
And on the floor for Mike Budenholzer starting the second half. Millsap at power forward with Horford at center. Teague and Korver in the backcourt. And it's Carroll in at the three
There we
slot.
go.
Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Well, thank you, Kevin. Steve Clifford, of course, taking over as Charlotte's head coach last season. He emphasized transition defense and rebounding, and their defense was dramatically improved. And he understood the importance of shooting to create space for Al Jefferson inside. Jefferson said he's brought that winning defensive mentality. Kevin, a sharp change.
We'll see if he can continue to move things in the right direction. Thanks, Doris. 2 on the clock. Horford with the ball.
Nice. Get that out of here.
And now here comes Teague leading the break. The shot misses.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Henderson, no good. And this franchise, known for its first 9 years as the Bobcats, has now claimed the Hornets name and looks to start anew.
Well, to this point, the worst winning percentage among active NBA franchises and not a single playoff win. It's easy to see why they would embrace a different tradition with the Hornets name.
From outside the arc, it's rebounded by Teague.
Early on, he tried to shoot his way out of this funk, but later in the game now, he might want to just give it up and look for his teammates to do the scoring.
Kicks it to Horford. Back to Teague. The dish to Horford.
Nice look.
And it is flushed down with a nice jam. Well, Clark, a clear lane to the basket and the emphatic jam.
And that is outstanding attacking basketball.
Well, he had no choice but to take that one to the bucket.
Count it, and the Atlanta lead has been cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Roberts.
Boy, nice work inside. Tough to get that shot over a big defender like that.
No, that takes skill and creativity, Steve, particularly on the release to make sure he doesn't get a hand on it.
Oh, watch out there, fella.
Teague.
Boy, that's some physical basketball out there. I'm glad I'm not in the middle of that. A hard pick and an assault on the bucket.
Old school stuff there.
Yeah, there was a lot to like on that play.
Stevenson kicks to Anderson. Passes it to Roberts. Stevenson outside. Teague on the double team. Jefferson trying to break loose. It will go down, and the Hawks' lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Stevenson. Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over.
Well, a breakthrough season for Lance Stevenson, the former second-round pick out of Cincinnati. He was an all-star candidate, did not make it, but was really close. Improved in just about every category as well.
Teague dishes to Millsap. Back to Teague. The shot is off, and Charlotte will go the other way with it. And here's Henderson. He's got 10. Missed inside. That one's in there. The Hawks lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket from Roberts.
Giving them an opportunity at second chance points with some hard work on the glass there.
He's made 3 of his 4 free throw attempts in the game.
And of course, last year's superb free throw shooting above 90%.
Yeah, that's a great asset to have, guys, for any team. Coming down the stretch in close games, you've got a guy who's confident and very good at the line. When he steps up there, you feel good about it.
Teague for 3. It's rebounded by Jefferson. Jefferson's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
He's still looking for his first three-pointer of the second half after making just 1 in the first.
Shot by Roberts, no good.
Well, what appeared to be an easy 2 points just never materialized.
There's the screen. Horford with the screen on Jefferson. Horford sets a screen for Teague. He feeds it to Horford. That's good, and so
nice.
Teague with the assist. 10 points for Horford.
And what jumps out at you guys, the assist totals. I mean, they have been dominant in that category. It's the ball movement, the player movement. It's a great rhythm to their offense.
Clearly seems to me a different mindset between these teams.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Hey guys, I got a chance to hear what Steve Clifford was saying to his team. He said to them, goal number 1 is to drive the lane and put pressure on them inside. That's where he wants their scoring to come from. He said also that their offense needs to be a patient one. He told them, don't rush things. Use as much of that shot clock as you need to. There's still plenty of basketball left to play, and as we watch how these adjustments play out, Kev, it'll be interesting.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. Atlanta's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third, still 0 for 3. Teague, the pass to Corbin. He wants to get to Millsap and does. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It goes on Cody Zeller.
Paul Millsap is one of the most versatile forwards in the game, a natural power forward, but he brings some small forward qualities as well. He's a heck of a player, and he's developed that three-point shot to round out his game.
And this is his second trip to the line tonight. And that one falls for Millsap. And Millsap able to score facing up or with his back to the basket.
Yeah, inside and out. Reversible clothing is Paul Millsap, and he's a handful. Now, he's an undersized forward, but he can make the three. He's physical. He can get to the line. He's got a number of crafty shots. This guy is really, really underrated as a player.
These 2K Blazers were there. They're reversible. You didn't know that, did you? Huh?
Not until just now.
I can't cheat now, man.
He can be dangerous from outside. Sure, he didn't get one to go in the first, but we know he can get on a roll and knock him down.
Outside Teague. And there's the call on Cody Zeller. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, close, but I didn't think he got on balance quickly enough.
And it's hard to draw charges as quick as players are at this level. That's not an easy bit of work there.
Gary Neal's checked in for Gerald Henderson. Teague kicks to Horford. 5 to shoot. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Al Horford saw last season come to an end after completely tearing his right pectoral muscle. This only 2 years after a similar injury to his left pectoral. And such a terrific player. You certainly hope he can find a way to stay healthy.
And Horford, the Hawks' longest tenured player, Clark, probably their best player when you take a look at their entire roster. They're a different team with him healthy.
No denying that, Kevin. And with the new front office revamping the roster, going for more financial flexibility, he's the talent they've chosen to build the team around.
Stevenson dishes to Roberts. He kicks it to Jefferson. In the corner, it's Stevenson. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. Neal's shot is off. The Hawks have gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Outside Teague. There's the pick. The pass to Corbin. They get the rebound. Here's Millsap. Jefferson with some nice D. For Charlotte, they've gone 5 of 12 from the field since the third quarter got underway. On the wing, Stevenson. 11 points in the game. Jefferson kicks to Stevenson. That's good from Jefferson on the assist from Stevenson. Jefferson's got the game tied up here for Charlotte.
Well, and the bounce pass was the key to the play.
Teague kicks to Millsap. Back to Teague. And Jefferson sends it back. And they're able to recover.
Well, Kevin, we've got a moment now to look back to last year's Atlanta Hawks. 2nd in assists, 6th in free throw percentage. And they were in the top 10 in steals as well. I mean, this is a team that really gets after people defensively. Deflections, pressure on the ball, all of that leads to steals.
And the key really to that club, in my mind, was the offensive unselfishness. This was a team, as you mentioned, Clark, that finished in the top 5 in assists per game. So it was the fact that they really shared the ball. They had good ball movement and a good plan of attack all season long.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Biombo, he's checked in for Zeller. And it's Kid Gilchrist in for Brian Roberts. Here's Neal. And he gets it to go. Neal's got 7.
And you can feel the pattern of this game, guys. They're working it inside, dominating in the paint, getting good shots at will.
Well, 4 of their last 5 baskets, guys, have been of exactly that variety.
Millsap sets the pick for Teague. Dishes it to Korver. to Teague. Carroll passes to Teague. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Korver kicks to Millsap. Pass to Korver. Right side Teague. Lets it go with a three. It's rebounded by Kid Gilchrist. Kid Gilchrist has got 4 rebounds in this game. The feed now to Stevenson. They set the pick. Jefferson setting the pick for Stevenson. Pass to Neal. From deep three-point range, Atlanta with the rebound. Millsap's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Outside Teague. He dishes it to Millsap. Horford trying to free himself up, and he makes good on the layup. And that's 12 points for Millsap. And Clark and Steve, as we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, exactly right, Kevin. I mean, these teams just simply keep trading baskets, and as a result, trading the lead.
Yeah, neither side really able to create much of a cushion at all. So, which team can make a little run here? We'll see.
Neal dishes to Stevenson. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Stevenson. Atlanta with the rebound. Horford's got 4 rebounds in this game.
You know, the issue really with Atlanta this year and moving forward isn't that they're a bad team. They've just been kind of stuck in
three. It really helps
middle road of mediocrity. They're competitive, play hard. They're hoping to find a way to get to the next level now.
As long as I'm making it.
Kid Gilchrist the pass to Jefferson. And he gets the bucket. Jefferson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
The defense has to make an adjustment. They've got to string together some stops, or at the very least, try to force this team into some bad shots.
Here's Korver, and the Hawks getting another basket right there. Stevenson with it. He's got 11. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Kid Gilchrist dishes to Stevenson. Feeds it to Neal. Back to Stevenson. 6 on the shot clock. Sinks that one from the post. Stevenson's got 13. And Atlanta has possession. A 2-point game. Here is Korver. He's got 8. The dish now to Millsap. Kicks it to Korver. Just 5 to shoot. Passes it to Teague. No good. And Charlotte will come the other way.
Been a poor shooting performance for him today, but luckily for them, a lot of his teammates have come through.
1:04 left to play in the third. Left side Jefferson.
No, don't leave them open.
Look, chance there to take the lead. Missing. Atlanta's gotten 1 of 6 three-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. Teague kicks to Korver. Teague with the ball. Now guarded by Stevenson. Now the pass to Korver. Pulls up on the elbow, and he gets it to go. Korver's got 10.
He is pouring it on in the second half, guys. I mean, a much better showing than he had before the break.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Kid Gilchrist, the pass to Stevenson. Outside, Kid Gilchrist. Stevenson drives in. It's blocked. Carroll dishes to Teague. The 3. No good on that last second attempt there. And we've reached the end of the third. The Hawks on top. They're up by 4. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start.
Coming up next Tuesday, November 11th, Al Jefferson at
Hornets trail by 4. Inside, Cody Zeller and Bismack Biyombo. Henderson and MKG will fill out the wings, and it's Roberts in at the point. So that's the Hornets 5. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Roberts. 4 on the shot clock. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's not very often you can say this about the future is looking pretty bright in Charlotte.
So often the season ends and you're thinking about the issues you've got to deal with, but right now the Hornets headed in a good direction.
And for Charlotte, as you said, part of it is feeling good with their direction, but also they should feel good that they actually have a direction after the way the last few years have gone.
Having a direction, as you mentioned, had been a problem with Charlotte because they seemed to change their minds every year about who they were going to be, and they did it for the last decade or so. Now it seems as though the base is solid, and they've got an idea of how they want to build and who they want to build around, and they've got a group that can grow together.
And Kid Gilchrist throws it down.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep. Yeah, you got that right, Kevin. He's such a reliable finisher.
Dishes to Schroeder. He feeds it to Bazemore. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Here's Brand. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Elton Brand always deceptive with his wingspan. Standing 6'9", he's a quality defender at the center position thanks to his 9'2" standing reach.
And for Brand defensively, Clark, a wide frame, and he catches shooters off guard with those long arms.
And he's still a good rebounder and shot maker from mid-range, Kevin. He's no longer the all-star post threat of his younger days, but he's still contributing as a nice role player.
And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Roberts. Now here's Henderson. Not a lot of room.
Nice.
Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. Oh, and there's the alley-oop.
Boy, the floor really opened up for him there.
It sure did. A good job getting it started before the defense can get itself set.
Hornets trail by 4. Here's Roberts. And it's Zeller atop the key. Henderson passes to Kid Gilchrist. Here's Roberts. Rebounded by Brand.
He's far too tentative in the paint, and even more so when the defender is up tight on him like that time.
Here's Schroeder. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. And the Hawks lead by 6.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
And even if it costs them some foul trouble, they need to start putting some bodies on bodies. Be physical.
Zeller dishes to Henderson. Baseline jumper. The shot is off. And Atlanta will come the other way. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again.
They've done some nice work as we've come down the stretch and into the final quarter.
I'll say they're looking very determined as they try to close this one out.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. Too many empty trips. They need some points.
Charlotte calls timeout.
The Hawks haven't been an elite team, but they do have the longest active playoff streak in the East. They've been the 7 straight postseasons, and while they haven't advanced very far, I still think there's something to be said for getting to the postseason 7 years in a row.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin, Steve Clifford was just going over the game plan with his team. They've been getting torched with all these shots from long range, and he simply said, we can't lose track of their shooters, guys. We're over-helping inside, and it's leaving them wide open. Can they make the adjustment, guys?
And for the Hawks, with that playoff streak, for a team, Steve, that has missed the playoffs in the 8 seasons prior, that's something to be proud of.
Yeah, Atlanta has shown consistent winning basketball now over the last, 6-7 years. They've shed some of their marquee players, suffered some big injuries, but they've still found a way to remain competitive.
And Roberts kicks to Henderson. Shot to stop the run. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Gerald Henderson certainly helped by the acquisition of Al Jefferson, which created some space for him on the perimeter. And he's made great strides with his outside shot over his career.
And Henderson, a slasher, one of the best wings in the league at working himself to the line.
Also a steady defender, too, Kevin. And he has worked on developing his long-range shooting as well. And if he gets that piece, he'll be pretty balanced all around.
The Hawks leading by 6. Here's Schroeder. He kicks it to Bazemore. Pass to Scott. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
But, you know, they've got a nice lead. Don't take any chances. The simple one-hander is just fine.
Here's Roberts. There's the feed to Henderson. Here's Biyombo. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. Lance Stephenson's checked in for Charlotte. And the Hawks making a change here as well. Korver's checked in.
Bismack Biyombo, the former number 7 pick overall in 2011, played a career low in minutes last season, but he was more efficient with his minutes. A rising shot blocker and rebounder off the bench. Well, with that much space off the pick, you've got to drop that in.
Yeah, you got to make that one. I mean, that's a high-quality shot you should make 9 out of 10 times.
From 13, here's Zeller. Lays it up and banks it in.
You got to put bodies on the glass right there. They just are not getting it done on the boards.
Yeah, they've got to do a much better job of going harder than that to the glass.
And for Biyombo last season, Clark, a career high from the field.
But, Kevin, his turnovers have gotten worse season after season. That's where he's got to make some improvement. It's one thing to be limited offensively, but you got to take care of the pump.
Hornets trail by 5. Now Henderson. Pass to Roberts. Henderson kicks to Stevenson. And it's blocked by Brand. And he's able to get it back. And it's Stevenson missing.
He has not shot the ball well here, and I think it's time for him to start looking for his teammates a little bit.
Schroeder to Bazemore. To the inside. Here's Scott. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Looking to end his cold spell.
Nice.
Stolen by Schroeder. And here they come. He dishes it to Brand. Here is Korver. And Bazemore kicks to Brand. Atlanta again missing. Charlotte trailing. Stevenson outside. Feeds it to Henderson. Atlanta with the rebound. Schroeder's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
Well, I tell you what, the way he's been going this quarter, guys, they're going to need somebody else to pick up the slack.
Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Korver kicks to Brand. Trying to get back on track. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
They're really doing a good job working hard to get inside and draw contact, a little more so than they did in the first half.
Well, to keep a lead like this, they should continue to attack the paint like they have been. Don't settle for jump shots. Find your way to the free throw line.
For the Hawks, Paul Millsap's checked in for Mike Scott. Damari Carroll comes in for Kent Bazemore. And it's Teague in for Dennis Schroeder.
Well, to get those big in-conference wins, you've got to be able to adjust mid-game, and the Hawks did that very well last season. A lot of runs for them in the third quarter of game.
Outside Teague. Kicks it to Millsap. That's good. And the Hawks lead by 7.
That's been a great day for him, and if you remember, he gave them a huge performance their last time out as well.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Henderson, and he connects on the jumper. The screen did the trick. Henderson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Very effective screen to set up the jumper. That was the key to that play.
T kicks to Brand. The dish to Millsap. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. It goes on Cody Zeller.
Well, what better way to retire the Bobcats name than to go out and make the playoffs for only the second time under that nickname. Good job by Charlotte last year, and now it's back to being the Hornets.
And although Charlotte Clark got knocked out in 4 against the Heat, they had some good games last year in that postseason.
Well, they did. The injury to Al Jefferson, though, Kevin, really kind of sabotaged their ability to really compete with the Heat. So they weren't able to break the postseason winless streak, but the team is certainly headed in the right direction.
Pass to Jefferson. Shot left block. Rebound Atlanta. Outside Teague. Millsap a screen on Stevenson. Here's Teague. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Well, the pick worked really well there. Nice job taking it right to the tin for the layup.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Hawks.
Man, they keep piling up the assists, guys. Great ball movement.
I've been impressed with how well they penetrated tonight, too.
Jeff Teague, one of the quickest and most elusive point guards in the NBA. He's incredible in transition, and where he's really improved is in the half court. He's figured out how to carve up defenses off the dribble.
Stevenson with a clean look. The three-pointer off the mark. Atlanta leading by 10. Now here's Teague to the wing on the left. Millsap kicks to Korver. Here's Carroll from downtown, and Teague is
there.
Good
We
for
go,
three.
Teague.
And the Hawks lead by 13.
Save the best for last.
And Teague, a top-tier penetrator, a nice teardrop in the lane.
And he's an improved passer, too, Kevin. I like the confidence he's starting to play with now. Getting into the lane, he's elite when it comes to the assist-turnover ratio that point guards are measured by. And he continues to expand his offensive game as well.
And he gets it to go. That's 10 points for Al Jefferson.
Well, nothing was going down for him in the first half, but since the break, he's been on target.
Millsap sets the pick for T. Now the pass to Millsap. The three-pointer, no good. Hornets trail by 11. Henderson passes to Roberts. Here's the three. Good.
Just 2 makes on 7 shots this quarter, and he just looked lost out there in the fourth. It's obvious he doesn't have any confidence right now.
Outside Teague. Horford high post. Millsap left side. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
What a performance from Millsap here. He has 9 rebounds, and he's managed to get 4 of his points by way of the free throw line.
And that may not be the first thing people notice about his performance, but those are important points nonetheless.
And so Paul Millsap nails both of them.
Boy, you have to like how he's challenging the defense now in the second half. Getting to the line for a lot of free throw opportunities.
And there's a minute 45 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Stevenson dishes to Jefferson. The shot no good. Good work defensively by Horford.
By far, this is the best
Teague.
defensive game so far we've had.
Dishes to Korver.
Hopefully going down in the win in the next minute here. First win of the year. That'd be good.
Back to Teague. All sorts of time. And it comes off the front of the rim. Hornets trail by 10. Pass to Henderson. He feeds it to Jefferson. Puts it up from 12. Horford with the rebound.
Thank God that
Hawks have gone 7-15 from the floor here in the fourth, right around 46-47%.
I think
if
this
you're
is a
watching
game
too,
they
I
have to
want you to
feel good
notice
about
it.
as we wind through the
I played a lot of
final
defense
moments
with
here in
the
what looks to be a
with the
solid
guards. It
win
seems
for the
to
Hawks.
affect the
Clark, the differential in assists led to a lot of open
seems to
looks and
affect the
also
flow
helped
of
to
the
get more guys
offense.
involved in the offense easy.
They made the defense adjust
As long
by
as you can
moving the
stick
ball
with them,
like
I don't
that,
recommend
and
you just
there was
guard
no answer for
with the
it.
guard because
And
it's
it'll
pretty
go down
tough.
as their first official win of the new year.
But
Well,
it
this
seems to
win
be the
gives
best
them a
way to play
victory in
defense.
round one of what's basically a four-game fight between these teams this season.
And it will be a fight, Steve. When you see an opponent that many times, it's inevitable that those games take on a little extra meaning for the players.
Oh, shit.
He's off on the second. Charlotte has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. And Roberts kicks to Zeller. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Take a look at what Zeller's done. He's got 10 rebounds, and he's also been picking up some nice assists here and there, too.
Well, he's going to have to continue to play this way, Clark, because this offense thrives on his passing ability, and they've got it going right now.
Good on the first, and that brings them to within 10. And some changes here for the Hornets. Marvin Williams is checked in for Henderson. Gary Neal comes in for Lance Stevenson. And Elliott Williams subs in for Brian Roberts. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Pero Antic, he's checked in for Horford. Scott comes in for Paul Millsap. Kent Bazemore is checked in for Kyle Korver. And it's Dennis Schroeder in for Jeff Teague. The Hawks shooting about 47% here in the fourth. There's 31 seconds left in the fourth. Here's Scott, and he jams it with authority.
Well, they've done a great job keeping the
Good
fans
way to
out of the
finish it
game
off.
today, and the closer
Again,
they get
if
to
this
the
is
win,
your first time
quieter
watching
it
my
gets.
channel,
Yeah, we call that the sweet
please be sure
sounds
to
of
check out my
silence.
YouTube page
They're going
under
to
Watch
savor
Play
this win
ENT
as well
and
they should.
subscribe.
Every road
Also,
win carries
follow
a
me on
little
Google
extra
Plus.
reward.
And the shot is good.
where I
He
keep
used
that
the
page
rim to
updated with
protect
all
the
my
ball
latest
perfectly
videos and
from the
stuff like
defender
that.
on that reverse.
Other than that, thanks for watching.
Here's Schroeder. He's guarded by
Again, to
Williams.
anybody watching, I got New York back-to-back next couple games. Those are ones to be broadcasted.
Here's Schroeder. And so the Hawks take the win. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me, any win is a good win.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, Al, Coach mentioned he wanted to be prepared to come into this building and do whatever was necessary to win. Do you feel like the team played with that level of intensity?
Yeah, no question. I like the energy from our team from the beginning. To be able to come in here and get a win like this, it feels good.
Tough place. Well done on the win. We appreciate it, Al. Guys, over to you.
Doris, thank you. And for Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, and the rest of our great 2K Sports crew. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us as Jordan presents our player of the game, Jeff Teague.
Oh, that's what you call good teamwork. Look at 5 guys over 10 points. Come on now, camera. Pretty good game. Anyway, we'll see you guys later. Take it easy.